looking good, feeling good, smelling good, eating good, drinking good, thinking good thoughts, having a good time, sharing good energy with good people in good places, doing good things. I have a feeling I'm going to need to get some water, but I'll be good for right now. Okay, so this is another one of my moon readings because of a cycle change I see, like, or something, I don't know. But let me look at the thumbnail so I can remember which parts went with what. So let's see. I feel like there's this Anubis energy right now, like the key, and we're in this kind of energy right now. And this just talks about how Anubis is the shaman priest, wolf spirit from the blue star, and the walker between the worlds. No longer an outcast, you emerge from the shadows to claim your honorable birthright. You were born of 2 royal mothers, 2 royal fathers, and are brother to the new king Horus. Anubis, you have walked the spiritual path of death and rebirth. Your wounds have become the gifts you offer for healing of the world. It is you, Anubis, who opens the mouth of the goddess and activates her powers of creation. Death has no hold over her fertile womb, aching to give birth. You merge the dark and the light. Your longing will lead to the healing of all hearts and create peace in the world. You are a master lawyer who negotiates peace between ego, spirit, and soul. So that's what you've learned how to do in this process, or either you're just now getting on that journey of negotiating peace between your ego, your spirit, and your soul. So becoming one with your highest self too, definitely. You have power and full control. So, oh yeah, this is the part. Okay, so if there's a divine connection and you know that you're meant to be in one, the divine connection, the new connection, the new contract, that one, the power and full control has been over the divine feminine, and her ability to submit, even up to not speaking, is all controlled by the new divine masculine, which I think is something that maybe people were trying to obtain previously, but they couldn't because of their inability to, I think, not speak negatively. I don't know. There's something along that line. But so Anubis plays an important role in the ritual of renewal that must take place so that each soul is ready to embark on their new life in the afterlife. And so that's what it means, when you're doing that transformation process. It is an afterlife, the life that's to come now that you've let go of everything. So there's ritual. Okay, so that was another part. They're doing rituals. You may be feeling called to do rituals as well. Take it how it resonates. Either this is going to tell you what they've been up to or what they're trying to work on, or this is going to tell you what you need to do in protection. And again, take it how it resonates. If someone's already mentioned something about a ritual for you to practice, please take it how it resonates. Nice. Everyday spells is this deck. And this one says a lunar libation. For an ambrosial brew with the power to calm any storm, add a sliver of ginger root and a sliver of ginger root and a add a sliver of ginger root and a pinch each of chamomile and peppermint to a cup of hot black tea. Before you drink, pray. Nice. I like this. So this is what you should do in the moon cycle if you like to take, drink tea, or maybe if it's something that you don't do. But maybe you should do that. Take a pinch of chamomile, which is supposed to be calming, and peppermint, that's supposed to be cleansing, in a cup of hot black tea. Before you drink it, pray. Yeah, pray for the calm and the health and the wisdom to see the beauty of each waking moment. So mote it be. It says blessings abundant. Oh, blessings. Yeah, blessings abound. Okay, nice. So that's going to bring your blessings in. And then it says blessing bath. I like this. Okay. Place 1 quart of sea salt or Epsom salt in a large bowl. Add the juice of 2 freshly squeezed lemons, a cup of sesame oil, and 4 drops each of lavender and jasmine oils. Stir well until mixed. When your tub is 1/3 full, add 1/4 of the salt mixture under the faucet. Breathe in deeply and proclaim, remove from me anything impure, O heart, spirit, and mind. Yeah, so do a spiritual bath if you feel called to do that. If you need guidance on that, feel free to email me. Um, it's one of my specialties. Grow your own prosperity. The following list of herbs can be used in any ritual work in which the intention is prosperity: allspice, almond, basil, bergamot, mint, cedar, cinnamon, cinquefoil, clover, dill, ginger, Eliot wrote. I've never heard of that. Honeysuckle, hyssop, jasmine, myrtle, nutmeg, oak moss, sassafras, vervain, and woodruff. Try these alone or in mixtures, tinctures, or ground them up into your incenses. You can also plant a prosperity garden and refresh your abundance altar with the herbs and the flowers grown by your own hand. Oh, that was a part of the download too. That's playing into the part where we are discussing technology versus the what was it called? I used the word that they called people during COVID. So that was the verbiage. What is this called? Essential, yes. So like the oils, essential. So what I see is there being a merging of essential people as well. And they're also seeing how they can grow, through this process, and how it's going to maybe even make their jobs easier. So there's this merging of technology and people who are essential, people who, are comfortable where they are, is what I want to say. People who don't get involved in drama, who are, they don't, they just really, really, really stay to themselves and have, as long as, I don't know, they've existed. Yeah. So yes, those herbs and different herbs and stuff like that, definitely don't shy yourself away from burning, like lavender too. I think that's really good, because lavender is a nice scent as it is, but then it dries out, right? So make your own potpourri, and burning it, because you want to add that element of ending things just like you would, and put it back into the universe just like you would. I mean, it's either that or like go bury it, and I don't know. You know what I mean? It seems more significant that you do the burning. I don't know. That's for somebody. You'll know. Air, augury, conjuration. When the new moon is in an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, light the following incenses: lavender and sandalwood. Light one white candle and one blue candle. I'm not, trying to show off or anything like that. I get that's what some people do. They said I was a card trick or something like that, or, when really, I know what I'm talking about. Especially if I'm tapped into the person. So imagine how much more profound my readings are when you're in person. They tend to go on for hours. And as long as you're willing to do work, they will always be hours. But Winged Mercury is, I guess, the god of air. And that's the god. So maybe if you've noticed like the wind pickup recently, I said that in my readings too. People are going to see that. But yeah, if that you've noticed that, like, the wind is bringing sight and true awareness. Like the wind, speed my way, make everything new. So that wind, that change of wind, if you've noticed that wind, whether you're on the good side or the, other side. Wow, that's a lot of cards. This spell should give you sharpness and great clarity of mind. Listen to your intuition now; it will not fail you. Yeah, there was a heavy follow your intuition. Everybody should be very intuitive and be seeing their own synchronicities, and they know that. Write down your insights in your book of shadows. That's interesting. So if you keep a book or notes, write down your synchronicities maybe that you're seeing, if you can. If you're in busy mode, I say text them to yourself. It does say to focus on your love right now too. Maybe wearing rose oil or lavender oil, neroli. Ooh, that's beautiful. Ooh, I wonder what those smell like together. Pour into, a spray bottle, shake it. It says 3 times, 15 minutes before you go to bed. Spray it on your linens. Ooh, that's nice. Aromatherapy while you sleep. That's awesome to bring in love. Keep a dream journal on your nightstand so you can record details of the great love that will soon manifest. I like it. So maybe you do that at the same time do your blessing bath, your spiritual bath, it says. Sweet dreams. Restful. That's not like you're going to have sweet dreams. I'm made of these. Anyway, restful and deep sleep is one way to ensure your own good health. Ooh, yeah, somebody's not sleeping enough. That's very obvious to me, but the way to ensure your own good health, take a pink satin pillow and stuff it with well-mixed dry rose petals. Ooh, bergamot, eucalyptus. I love a fresh eucalyptus. If you have the capability to get fresh eucalyptus from a flower, district, I used to get them there, the big bundles. But I love that. And woolly thyme, and bind it up. It says sew it with purple thread. So, put it with purple thread if that's your thing. And before the final stitch, that's when you should, if you're into these house spells is what they're calling them. I call upon the powers of the night to watch over me, to hear my heart's desires and bring me what my soul requires. Ooh, blessings to one and all. Nice. Knot this final stitch 3 times and then place the pillow inside your pillowcase and kiss the pillow. That's nice. That seems very sweet, wishing everyone else to have sweet dreams. Sweet dreams are made of these. Ooh. I'll do that one last because that one says open your third eye. A lovely spell if you're given a small tree as a gift. Oh, so if someone's given you recently a tree as a gift to wish for strength and good health for you and your love, before you plant the tree, tie it in a bow and some colored ribbon and plant the bow with a small heart symboled in the symbol with a little heart symbol in the soil under the roots of the tree. Nice. Grounding your love. I love this. Yeah, this could be good for someone who's just recently married. You guys can plant a little whatever you want to is what I'm hearing, but the practice of actually planting in a pot together, where both hands are intricately touching the roots and, caring for the flower and spraying and all of those things, that will help make it your new baby together, but it's just a symbol of your unity and your connection. Okay, I like this. After you have planted this, water it well, make a wish that both you and your love will go strong and enduring as the tree takes root and begins to flourish. So how it resonates. When it bears its fruit, press it in a book. Ooh, that's interesting. In a book that's associated with the one you love. Wow. And as long as you tend your tree with love, you will both enjoy blooming health and vitality. Ooh, I love that. I love these. I love it when I'm called to a deck that can be very inspirational and helpful, for people on all parts of their journey or as they start to enter upon a new one, because that's what it's all about. Because, again, for some people, the changes of the dynamic are just they don't have children anymore in their home. And so they're going to be, finding a lot of time with each other and getting to re-know each other, just all kinds of stuff. Somebody doesn't want me to tell everybody's business, but anyway. On the Rise with Rose. If you want to jumpstart your life and bring about positive change, tap into the power of the rose and red stones. Stones of this color spectrum contains life's energy and can help you become more motivated, energetic, and vibrant. Wear this list of rosy and red stones or place them on your desk and throughout your home for an instant boost. Alexandrite, carnelian, garnet, red coral, red jasper, rhyolite, rose jasper, and ruby. Nice. And so these are the last two, because I don't think I read this one. I put it up there, but I didn't read it yet. So I'll read these last two. Okay, so this is Open Your Third Eye. Saffron has long been used to bring forth intuition and heighten psychic powers. Saffron water is made by steeping 1 teaspoon of saffron in 2 cups of boiled distilled water. Dip your hands in the water, touch your third eye at the center of your forehead, and say aloud, Ishtar, Athena, Diana, Astarte. Fill me with your presence. This night I am whole. I am at peace with each breath. You do inspire, so mote it be. Okay. And again, take it how it resonates. You know what I mean? You can switch it up, because I feel like when you do, it really creates a connection with you and your highest self. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? It deepens that bond more than any other, and that's who you're really here to be. Maybe some of these are, incarnates from past lives whose energies are popping out, for guidance and assistance in in some way, shape, or form. So again, take it how it resonates. Intention magic and candle consecration. Okay, so I'm supposed to stop here and explain something about the tunnels and candle magic. So the tunnels appear in this because I don't know why, but I've just been under some knowledge and awareness of the tunnels since I was really little. It's before they started all the testing in the schools and stuff. And I remember an instinct of being put into the tunnel. And you guys, it's just black, pitch black, and you can almost kind of like a dank, dark way see that there are multiple ways to go. But even if one looks like it's in the direction of where you're going, it may be in another direction. And that's what kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of like a maze, and you were required to get out of it. And I remember being put in something like that. But it was my great-grandmother who did it. And the reason that she did it was because she understood what the training was. Like, as small as I was, if my ability to smell the right direction or, just intuition in some way, shape, or form guided me, right? And she sent me through, because she had a daycare that was across, that backed up to her house. And she sent me across in this tunnel, and that's what kind of got me going down the rabbit hole of looking up tunnels. And then I started to look them up even more, and there's just so many tunnels, and I kind of got that's why there's these Googles of different things, because it's just been a mishmash of information. But these tunnels are actually crucial to kind of understanding things too. I don't know if people have caught on to that yet, but they play a huge part. But she understood something, and that's who actually kind of put me into what I understand to be asleep. And she did use candle magic, and that's possibly why I'm really good at that. Now listen, write your intention on paper and place an anointed candle in a candle holder. Light it and then say, "Blessed candle, the light of the goddess. I burn this light of the whomever," because it doesn't give you a descriptive. Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, that's interesting too, that the one that I have a personal story with, it leaves everything regarding the deity out. The other ones name them. Interesting. And I think that also is resonant to the fact that the tunnels, and I said, it has to, you have to instinctively smell or know, you know what I mean? Or have a feeling. Maybe it feels warm, I don't know. Anyway, I've also been feeling like a lot of people are feeling the heat right now too. But nonetheless. All right, let's get into a few more things in these books right now, because I think there was a section where I was discussing, so we talked about Anubis and the key, right? Anubis plays an important role in the ritual of renewal that must take place so that each soul is ready to embark on their new life in the afterlife. So that's, why you're being called to do some type of ritual, whatever one you feel most comfortable with. That's why the deity and entity name under there was not named in this one. Especially when you're using candles, you can just use the energy of fire, which is natural from the planet, right? This earth that we live on. But anyway. So, it is Anubis who helps each of us through the transition time between the worlds. And most of all, it is who opens us, renews us, and washes away the pain and suffering of our old incarnation so that we may once again be made whole. His role as a renewer of life, not just a guardian of the dead, cannot be overemphasized. So that's maybe something where people have a few things misconstrued. It says also, I don't know if that's supposed to be pronounced Chiron, but Chiron Anubis was discovered in 1977 at the beginning of the AIDS epidemic. It was estimated that since HIV virus was discovered in 1981, more than 25 million people worldwide have died from AIDS, and that 33.2 million currently live with the disease, including 330,000 children. Great suffering and great healing has been experienced as a result of this worldwide pandemic. And that may be true, because I kept saying, I remember when they came to school, and I remember, this, and I remember that, and how people were leaving out of the auditorium crying, and it was such a traumatic thing to understand, this chimpanzee, in Africa, and What are you doing? So yeah. There's also an understanding too in this whole process of people who were taught to just be themselves or who just learned to be themselves on their own. It's working in their favor. That whole authenticity thing is like huge. So what am I supposed to be pulling out for this? They said pull out some cards for the HIV. They are wild. All right, so it's true though because it's a statement inside my thing though. And then I think there was something about like that connecting to the power of you, yourself, right? Divine beings. It's kind of a two-part thing. So there's also in the thumbnail this picture of a 3-boobed alien goddess. And that's maybe what they say you are. Like, and you've got the boob to prove it. Like, yeah, you can prove the boob. You can, no problem. You can show. Not a problem. I don't know. So like that, what is it called? It was like the Nubis or Neb, I don't know, 320. I just named it that after something that was similar to the name of the alien thing that I found that looked like it was the best depiction in my opinion when I was thinking about it in my head. And it may just be because people really can't figure it out. It's like, that's like where that whole like, who are you trying to reach? Who's your general audience? It's like, people? Again. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Firstly, love yourself. Ooh. Da-da-do-do-do. Somebody did that. They finna get love. Firstly, love yourself. Your existence is a beautiful blessing. Know how to know how to be deeply in love with your own self. You have a place to belong, people vibe with, and will finally blossom to your best version. Okay, so these cards are automatically just all like jumbled up as far as their even verbiage. This was not a very like, it was very well put together, but you should just like be, I don't know, it's like, are you sure your tuition? Because they're all messed up a little as far as the missing a letter or words, and I don't know, they're funny though. Lighted pathway. And then the oracle is like lowercase too. So I don't know. I feel like that's like, I don't know. Your existing is a beautiful blessing. You know how to deeply love yourself, and you have a deep love within yourself. You have a place that people vibe, like your vibration. It's been about that. You create your vibration when you're around. People see that. People know it. They respect it. They appreciate it, especially those who create their own vibe as well. So I don't know, maybe someone wanted you to be blinded to that, but it's like, well, why would I give up on the fact that, you know, there are so many people in this world and not everybody has shown me that they're horrible. And like, I don't know, there's just this weird energy of people wanting to press something for you to be afraid of or something. I don't know. But that's really, you know, their projection. I feel like these people also don't feel like they wonder how they're telling on themselves. Like, what am I doing to help this person know what I'm up to? And it's like the divine does that. The divine does that for anybody who wants to get out of the matrix kind of energy. What was the message in here? Okay, was this one? Yeah, it has something to do with your sight. So it was just this. It was the only thing that came out. It says, in the Penrose interpretation, there are many possibilities, A, B, C, and D, and, you know, so on and so forth. You know, A1-2, anyway. Somebody going to jail. That eventually collapse into a single reality because it requires too much energy to sustain them all indefinitely. While all of the possibilities exist at some point in time, the state that needs the lowest amount of energy is the most stable and the one that we experience as our reality. So people don't realize that, like, you do have to go through that lower energy, like facing yourself, your own demons, your own shadow, doing your shadow work, you know, whatever that means, or looks back like, oh, so that looking back, you know, can be so dark as they discover who they are, you know, that good stuff. But anyway, but that's something that you've done. And in every circumstance of life, this huge change is going to bring you inner peace and harmony. All conflicts are coming to an end to give way to compassion and empathy. Nice. Even if people, you know, say, I'm never going to give you up. Yeah, well, that's not a reality. You know, I don't know. There's something about it, too, like people facing factual, people that I want to see it for myself. Okay. Ta-da. So the moon is kind of working around in Saturn. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what Saturn has to offer. Sobek samurai soul who has the scars earned through battles fought. You know the difference between reckless folly and wisdom gained from the experience of the ancestors. Help us to hearken the lessons of your soul while not becoming mired in the wastelands of the past. May your ancient dragon's tail anchor our spirited dreams as they birth into this world. Yeah, that's why I said that. Okay. I think this is about the mother. Maybe if energies are having issues with their mother, and it was wild because I kept, we hear songs and stuff like that play in our head, and it's like, oh, I tend to look them up too and see like, well, the person that wrote it, what was the meaning behind it, or I'll look up the lyrics just to see, how they really resonate, because sometimes I'll be singing what I hear and not what they be saying. But this time it was God bless the child who's got its own. Right? And I've heard that a lot as I was younger, but I never really paid attention to it. And I posted it with like a really tiny ice cream cone because, children are tiny, right, when they first come into the world. And, but I also posted it with this quote that I found to be really enlightening by this lady. And it was something along the lines of like, I'm not worried because I'm too cute. And I was like, yeah, that little ice cream was just too cute, but in the story, in the song, God bless the child who's got his own, it was talking about her, the Etta James, I think that's her name, was Etta James was having a legal battle with her mother over money, and her mother trying to steal her inheritance or something like that. So I thought that was interesting. And then I found this mother energy in this part where Saturn is too. And it says in Greek mythology, Saturn is Kronos, the father, so afraid that his children, or it could just be parental figures, period. I don't want to discount that either. But in Greek mythology, Saturn is Kronos. The father is so afraid that his children would usurp his powers, he swallowed them whole. Zeus released his brothers and sisters through an act of violence, slicing into his father's abdomen with a knife and thereby killing him. Saturn has long represented the patriarchal, masculine, resistant, oppressive, and even cruel. So this may apply to like somebody who's like, maybe the wound of a single mother kind of energy, like, towards the child that was from, like, even if they have other children, it's the one that was, not in their, current marriage where the children or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, it says Kronos is also the Greek god of time. Saturn, more than any other symbol of Western astrology, is closely related to the passage of time and the potential that we humans have for growing wiser as we get older. What's my target audience? Humans. Oh, okay. To the Romans, Saturn was the god of agriculture. Over the passage of time, we reap what we sow. Saturn is at his best. Saturn at his best is the wise elder who has learned through experience. At his worst, he presents the fear we have of change and the loss of a present form of power. Ultimately, this is the fear of death. Wow. Wow, and then there was some part where I underlined too, this is Sobek's territory and he protects it fiercely. So that has a lot to do with your transmutation too. The urge to survive is the basis of the formation of the ego. And our ego learns early on in life what we need in order to stay alive. If you grew up in a household that was threatening some way, what is it that unleashes a threat? Is it an unstable alcoholic parent? Is it, social or environmental conditions? Is it, narcissism? It could be a lot of things. Sexual addictions, all kinds of stuff. We learn very early to respond to these threats. Do we need to run? Do we need to hide, fight, play dead, disappear within our body some way, disassociate? Do we need to be invisible, or should we make others laugh? Take care of them. What do we need to survive? This is Sobek's territory, and he protects it fiercely. So that may have been like a lot of the things that you experienced and saw that you were doing in your past, your way of people pleasing even, or that was a learned way of people pleasing, and you've been able to transmute that energy into all the necessary things. But it says Sobek Sobek is ultimately a warrior. A warrior needs access to his anger. He must pull from deep within a force that allows him to strike a killing blow. Set needed this force every night when he traveled through the underworld and killed Apophis, the monster who wanted to devour the sun god Ra. When he killed his brother Osiris, Set was overcome by that force and lashed out in rage. So the Sobek within us uses his warrior nature to resist change. You'll not take away my power, he told Horus. I will not give up and let you push me aside. So when Uncle Sobek comes to visit, we experience a transit of Saturn. We often feel stuck, trapped in some area of our life. It is time to examine some part of our lives that has become hardened into a resistant reluctance to change. During his visits, we can often turn a wise eye upon our lives, measuring that which we have gained, while we consider how to practically approach the process of change. Is it important to not allow him to frighten us with his dire predictions of disaster and loss? Wow. So it's saying if we hold with our own to our elders, insisting on our own mature approach to the process of transformation and change, it can help us with practical and sage advice about how to move forward in our lives and to open up our next right step. So there are a lot of people who don't, know how to transmute their energy, and that's what disables them from being able to see and understand their next right step. Wow. Because it's not, everybody be taking steps, right? Don't mean it's in the right direction. So it's like it opens up to our next right step. That has a lot to do with, the shamanic Egyptian astrology of Sobek. Ooh, and it's bringing out information like Sobek is one partner in the eternal dance between that which we fear to release and the new lively force that is being born within us. That's why you're being called to dance too. If it comes up more than once, dancing, you definitely want to get that sacral chakra moving. But anyway, give yourself time to heal. And if you're finding yourself right in the thrust of like facing a reality, give yourself time to heal. The feeling of burnout leaves you being drained. Just one more little thing is too much for you now. Rest and take a few moments off from the chaos to restore your energies. So somebody's going to be learning how to do that themselves. But again, the balance of it comes by the experience of it. So having to go through. So sounds like a lot of people are experiencing their, their destiny. There we go. Energize, confront, force yourself. Nice. So that's somebody's being called to force themselves to heal. Yeah, and maybe respect others. There has been much help from people that you received. Be grateful to those, my dear. So maybe even like somebody was biting the hand that fed them or standing in the way of their own forward progression and destiny. There we go. Oh, this is so good because I spoke about that, because I think it came up in a song or something, like be a servant to others. What is good for us? Your work. So your work is good for the world, right? Right. Spirituality to ultimately experience, trusting your psychic knowledge, resulting from or indecision about maybe a Pisces, because this is Pisces. Maybe this has something to do with your sixth house and work, like service to others. Remember I brought up the essential people too, essential workers, how they're, that's a good, notation there for them too. Your feelings or attitudes from the past about, use your intuition, Cancer. That may be the individuals in this burnout stage. Patiently, like what you want, get what you need. I'm getting somebody's gonna learn the lesson of money, because there's all this, like this whole treasure, like they're gonna see exactly, I don't know, I'm seeing that poster child card in my head that I have, like I'm seeing someone's gonna like see someone else have it and know that they did it the right way. Oh, that was the other download of the song. That whole song, like, why should one man have all that power? That was one of the downloads. Ooh. Yeah, it says choose love. So if you're struggling with an obstacle or conflict, choose love. Transform into the presence of love. Show your love. Show your love openly. Show your love with no strings attached. It's safe to give and receive love. And in fact, you have a hard time with self love. Start outside yourself and work your way in. Showing love to others can be a gateway of loving yourself. So that may be somebody who's not been of service to others. So I'm getting like this may be someone's sixth house is being affected, their health, because this is a lot of fruits and vegetables. Someone who hasn't been good to others, who's maybe been abusing their power, they're being told to choose love. And they may have a hard time because they feel like they are, which isn't true, but that's not what they're exuding. Like they haven't found it yet to say that they are it. I guess within themselves. Interesting. Wow. These cards is calling somebody out, yo. For real, for real. It says speaking poorly about others tarnishes your energy and your reputation. So avoid bonding over complaints and feeling superior. Human beings weren't designed to be perfect, and this includes you. Instead, raise your vibration by engaging in positive communication. Celebrate what does work and who is awesome. The more you do this, the more radiant you will become. Oh, maybe that person has been gossiping? Wow. So I think this goes over here. Maybe here, I don't know. Let's read it and see. No, yes, no, yes, no, no, no. There's like one yes, though. There's like one yes. If I had one wish. Reconsider your commitments. Have you piled so much on your plate that there's little room for you? Identify what truly matters and graciously decline the rest. There's a universe of meaningful opportunities on the other side of no. In fact, every no makes space for the perfect yes. Your freedom is closer than you think. Nice. Forgiveness heals. Forgive yourself and others. Let go of the old story. Release any guilt and blame. Everyone is doing the best they can. This includes you. Kickstart the healing process by surrendering all the judgment and hurt. Your health and happiness will thank you. So that's for this person. Learning how to forgive. I'm hearing with or without closure, because that's maybe where people struggle, wanting to have some type of closure. But if they just accept what is, then that's their closure. Okay. All right, what else? What else? Let me look at the thumbnail again. Where's that? Oh, so there's some downloads too that I got that I put notes out on. I sent myself some notes on, so I'll read those too right now. Okay, so we got ancient history, right? HIV, ancient history. Got that. Technology and the essential people. Oh, nothing. You can place that where you want to. It don't matter to me. I know my lessons. The ritual information and like ones for yourself. Okay. So there's a landlord or slumlord. It was the landlord, slumlord, lame, soggy bottom. Maybe sent someone close to you because they knew that their water heater was broken, which should have probably been replaced or something like that. Or there was a plumbing issue, like a foundational one that they're trying to cover up. But because they're like afraid of some like excavation or that there's a foundational issue. So this person sent someone to you around the time that they knew that you didn't have access. And for me personally, I know that like our water heater broke. And so for me, that's why I'm like, oh yeah, I could see where somebody's trying to talk about someone's body odor. But in reality, it's like, I go for walks and sometimes I do stop in the store. And yes, you know, I don't care, to be perfectly honest, because at the end of the day, what are you doing sniffing up on me? I'm just saying, like, there's no need to be anywhere close to me. The people who are in my presence don't seem to be, it's one of those weird things. They were also maybe trying to use some like reverse psychology to mistreat you, so that you could like want to get all up in airs and, you know, have an attitude when you saw other people speaking up. So maybe that was something too, like it coming out in a reading where I was able to see it. And it's like, wait a minute, to try to make me feel like some reverse psychology to try and mistreat myself. Like it was weird. But to see like if you're in that energy of like wanting to speak up and thinking that they'll have a position to anger you, I guess. It's like, okay, if we can get them worked up now, here, I don't know. But It's something like that. Yeah, it's something like a tactic to see if you're afraid, or I don't know. There's something along those lines. Hmm. But the landlord is losing his properties. Um, this landlord has several properties that they are getting caught up for, like this illegal monitoring and video surveillance, etc., and selling it online. So they participated in it, and that may be why they were trying to like get you out of your place. So if you live in a place and they were trying to get you out for, this, that, and the other, whatever they could, that was the person. Look, take a walk. I was just shuffling these, and then I started rocking in the chair, and I was like, oh well, take a walk. Yeah, they wanted you to go like out and spend some time with friends or something like that, so they could have enough time to get in there to maybe even try to remove this. Yeah. Like, just use your hands. Like, I don't even have the tool to undo this and do this and do this. Just use your hands. I don't know. It was something about that. Let's see. What else for this landlord? I guess this is a deck I'm supposed to use for that. Is this a womb deck? Because he is straight. Ooh. Maybe they felt like the landlord's presence or something was supposed to make you not want to read. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Connecting with crystals. Be still. Look into the stars. Yeah. Because it's no reading here. And that maybe, what is this? I don't know, like maybe you not having water or something like that, because they know that water has a lot to do with manifestation. Oh my gosh. This is so silly. Oh my gosh. Or that it wouldn't allow you to like connect with your own body. What kind of wildness is this? Or a moment to be still, like you wouldn't be relaxed in your own space. And so by causing some type of problem or using something that happened, like, oh, let's use this natural disaster to our, advantage, and send them off to go, look at the stars and have a moment where they feel like they're on a date and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, but maybe you decided to like stay at home and make a meal and like connect with your crystals or something like that. But if you haven't done these things, the last cards that I have here from this deck, which are saying the same thing, about the grounding and the water and all that. So it says create some art. So do some inner child work. Make sure, go swing in a swing or crunch a leaf, soak in a bath, right? Do all your things, your ritualistic things. Flow like water. Make sure you're drinking enough water. And connect with the earth. Take time to get outside, bird watch, just lay in the grass, put your feet on the grass or something like that. If you don't have fake grass, something like that. What's this last one? So here's the last part on transmutation, and this is from the Power of Now book. How can we drop negativity as you suggest? By dropping it. How do you drop a piece of hot coal that you're holding in your hand? How do you drop some heavy and useless baggage that you're carrying? By recognizing that you don't want to suffer the pain or carry the burden anymore, and then you let go of it. Deep unconsciousness, such as the pain, body, or other deep pain, such as the loss of a loved one, usually needs to be transmuted through acceptance combined with the light of your presence, your sustained attention. Many patterns in ordinary unconsciousness, on the other hand, can simply be dropped once you know that you don't want them and you don't need them anymore. Once you realize that you have a choice, that you are not just a bundle of conditioned reflexes, all this implies that you are able to access the power of now. Without it, you have no choice. Yeah, so you don't get a say-so in your destiny until you learn how to transmute your energy, is what that was saying to me. I don't know. That's what I got. What'd you get? What'd you get, Kaleka? You get it? I got it. Good. Ooh, look at that yin. All right, I'm going to pull out a few of my mudras because I feel like it's good and it goes with, let me see, there was some other moon stuff. I think I did all of that though. I may also be doing spells to have people watch on you because maybe they feel like they know that you don't like all eyes on you, but you don't care. You feel like, okay, have a seat and watch. Stay tuned. Peace, love, and hair grease. Oh, that's too funny. I will die laughing. Not really, but yes, I will because we're in this transition phase. If the peace sign comes out as a mudra, that would be hilarious. What are the odds? Oh, thank you. If we have one more, please. Okay. All right, Courage Mudra. So maybe that's where you've been most recently. This mudra comes from Japan. It has always helped one to cope with niggling worries, fear, or anxiety. Use the following technique to deal with both acute and chronic fears. First, take a long and careful look at the cause of your fear and imagine, if only for a moment, the worst that might happen. So facing it, basically, like what's the worst could happen, okay? If it's something really bad, then, you have to face it in order to, face your fear and get the courage. The inner images are small and in black and white. Ooh, that was funny because that came up before I started my reading. Like I was trying to take some selfies and they all looked like they were in black and white, even though I didn't have that on, but the room was just dark. But anyway, the inner images are small and in black and white. Then you see what's in your mind's eye, and it will be like when everything has resolved itself for the good. But in the big colorful pictures, imagine the situation as you would like it to be and enjoy yourself laughing, satisfied, and happy. I have faith in the righteous, and the rightness of things. Ooh. So yeah, I have faith in the rightness of things. There is a power and a strength that guides, supports, and protects me. So that's this one. You may see someone doing that. Notice what you see. Ooh, inspiration. Be creative. All right. Saraswati Mudra. This mudra activates and synchronizes both halves of the brain. Take a deep breath of fresh air, drink some water, swing your arms and legs, and give your hands a thorough massage. Whilst performing the mudra, visualize a constantly changing skyscape. Tinted, white or dark clouds, storm, thunder and lightning, rainbow. Now, not a cloud in the deep blue sky. So just a blue, clear sky. Nice. After this, get some paper and a pen. Write down all the ideas that come out about your project or your life situation, including the craziest ones that you already had a long time ago, everything. Let them flow like a waterfall and see what happens. Saraswati, the goddess of creativity, shows me my talents and showers me with good ideas. I accept the profusion with joy and thankfulness. Ooh, so this is going to help inspire someone's creativity. Nice. And you shake it all about confidence, faith. Vahara Pradama Mudra, the seal of unshakable confidence. Wow. Place your hands high up on your breastbone. The old sages have it that this is the hidden home of the soul. We often don't know how things are going to develop, but suddenly we just know that it's going to be all right. We just know it. That is a very wonderful thing. Picture yourself in your mind's eye on a mountain hike. Ooh. You have a guide who leads you safely to your destination, a viewpoint which offers a fantastic panorama where you are closer to the sky. Choose an object, a stone, for instance, and place it within easy reach in front of you. Whenever you touch it, speak these words. I know that it will turn out for the good. Ooh, nice. So that's an activity to do with your mind's eye. Take a hike. Take a hike. Pick up a rock or stone. Put it in front of you. And just know that it will turn out for good. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. I'm also getting a heavy energy of too, like just go ahead and make the next call. Just go ahead and try the next thing. Like whatever it is. Like it's gonna work out. That's the energy I got. Full speed. Like go ahead and just do it. It's giving that just do it again. An objective in mind. I can and I will. So whatever objective it is that you have in mind, it will all, whatever it is that you want in addition to that, it'll come just by whatever the first objective. It's just the opening point. This mudra activates the circulation. See? Just the beginning point. It is beneficial for all of your organs and strengths that strengthens you at all levels. The purpose of life consists in consists in setting targets which are appropriate for you and which contribute to your satisfaction and joy. Allow yourself to take life's challenges one small step at a time. Never mind whether you're trying to learn something, change, build, or cure something, or perhaps just pursuing some sport or something else. Give yourself a main target, preferably in writing, and then divide it up into sub-targets, which you can tackle stage by stage and begin immediately. The small successes strengthen your will, and soon your enthusiasm will begin to carry you along with it. Each small step brings satisfaction and brings me closer to my goal. So if you're like, okay, I want to, this is just an analogy. If I want to, really want to start, pick up golf. First step is getting the clubs, or even knowing what size clubs you need to get, right? So start to go out and, examine that. If you don't have the money, it's just saying like, know what your objective is, know, how you're getting there too, right? It's like maybe a lot of you already realize that too. All right, last few oracles that I have up here for the reading, and then I'll be done. Wow. Okay. So there are energies that are feeling orphaned in the here and now. And I'm getting it's rightfully so. It's kind of like everyone has their own walk. But it was basically, whether your soulmate was your best friend that, screwed you over and slept with your man, or whether it was, a spouse that cheated, whether it was, your parental or your cousin, whoever it was, it's because of their desire to create chaos and conflict. Ooh, that's interesting, because that was also on my thumbnail, the chaos. It was like maybe even like, the destiny swapping energy, like people trying to work together. Yeah. Ooh. That's over. Look at that. There's only one penguin there. Penguins mate for life, but not this lifetime, not the next lifetime, not even in my dreams. Ooh, and then I just saw the tree card. Truth be told, that something else has been imagined. Something serendipitous too. I love serendipitous phases. Ooh, the serendipity is going to come with that soul tribe too. I love this collective. All right. Ooh. Hold on. Yes, breathe. Ooh, this is being done to be fair. All right. A few more. Were they those that went out? Ooh. Wow. Okay. There's a lot, like you know how these cards get when they be spilling out the tea, they be spilling out the tea. Okay. These were the ones that came out. You already go. You already out to sea. And you already left out to sea. Okay? Maybe that's what they're breathing about. It was to be fair that the collective would already be out to sea. Okay? And have traveled, and now they're in the building block stages. Maybe someone was just, I don't know, delusional. This was the other one that was out. It's like an unfinished symphony. Like, yeah, there's no unfinished symphony. Yeah, there's no mending. Yeah, there's no watching too. That was what came out with the first few. Yeah, that person is just going to be stuck in a cycle of maybe even feeling like they are. Yeah, maybe even, until the end of time for some people. There was some, with that change in the wind, like I said earlier. It's funny because a relative of mine told me something like, oh yeah, some people will go to their grave, never even acknowledging, like, that they did you, or that they did this other person wrong, or that they did their kids wrong, or however. And I was like, wow. But as long as you learn that lesson before they get to that point of their lives where they're not even still thinking, as long as you know that those people aren't for you, yep, truth be told, that's all that you really needed to learn to have your peace. And that's what you've learned. Yeah, that's the deep knowing. Oh, dang, I told y'all I'd be telling you. Yeah, you're no longer between worlds. Like, that part is over. You've already cleaned up everything that you needed to clean up. You're already as flexible as you need to be to imagine what you wanted to co-create, right? The first one out was the yen. I said yin when I first picked up this deck. Now the yang, right? It's okay. So as above, so below, right? Spiritually, all of the testing, the fighting, the this, the that. Spiritually, that's all done, right? So below, earthly manifestation, also bringing that fire energy too. Make sure you're getting your rest because a lot of good stuff is coming up now. Yeah. Ooh. There's somebody here who's at a fork in the road, number 13. Trying to figure out, maybe they're realizing, or they have a heavy weight on their back, but they don't realize the weight is actually the treasure. But they're slow. There's a turtle. I'm just saying, they don't understand like the gestation. Maybe this person is in a 9-month cycle for a first lesson, because it depends on how quickly you actually learn the lesson. You get to impart yourself on another one, depending on how many you need to learn. Yeah, a change in the wind, right? That person's going through their fate because of a higher power, ensuring that you're happy because you took all those risks to really come to the edge, and see if there was serendipity out there. You did all the work, all the cleaning. You swept out all the energies that didn't need to be in your life. Yep, here's the yin for that yang. Yep, milk and honey. Poise. Yeah, this is your new life. A loyal heart. Woo! Milk and honey, poise, enchanting gifts. Oh, I want to be enchanted. Ooh, is it gonna be? Ooh, it's gonna be better than you expected. Yep, look, the tribe. Yep, you and the tribe. It's gonna be better than you expected and your tribe, because you're all willing to go the distance. She's going for speed, and it's not one of those all that glitters things either. It's kind of giving that like the song that I'm singing, like she's going the distance. It came out before that. So this is also depicting that hike in the mountain. Like you went all the way to the top by yourself. Yeah. And you sat up there and thought, how to get a leg up, and you regenerated after the burning down, whatever. You realized, where you had been blessed, and got all the messages in the bottle, baby. Ooh. No place by home. Yeah, like home. Yeah. Yeah, nothing gives the same feeling like being with you on the same vibration with your soul tribe. It's like the keys energy that we were looking at in astrology. Like this, you're the key to another part of things for everybody else too that's in your soul tribe, and that's what they see because you go by the book. So that's why everybody understands that it's time to go. It's time to go. It's a never-ending story with the people who keep asking why, but. They're going to wake up one morning and see you in your new life, because you're going to wake up one morning in your new life. Wake up, everybody. All right. Look, justice card right here. And that's all. That's it, and that's all. I'll catch you on the next one. Later. By the way, I'm not looking at the comments. I'm just doing the cards. So somebody, I said hi or something like that. Well, I guess you said hi to yourself since you over there getting mad because you ain't giving me no angry hi. No thanks. Bye. Bye.